Hey, it's Nick with another edition of A Road to Recovery presented by Addiction Recovery Care. Today we're talking grief and how grief can oftentimes lead to addiction. Nobody knows that situation better than you, Peter Finelli.
Yeah.
Your mother passed away at a young age. Kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my mother was absolutely everything to me, and I left on vacation and she went into a diabetic coma. Because I was not there, she lay there 3 days unconscious when I was showed up to the hospital, and they gave me the ultimatum to take her off of life support, right? That was a very extremely hard decision to make, and after I made that decision, it left me with a huge void inside my soul, right? I was using before this, but I wasn't on anything, necessarily hard. However, when that happened, it opened up this gateway into trying to find anything in order to mask that type of pain. So of course, when I'm using, I'm not thinking about the death of my mom. I'm just thinking about how I can get another high.
And Peter, you work with people in recovery every single day now. A lot of people that are newly in recovery. What do you say to them when they have a similar situation like you, that grief led them to addiction?
I think in the beginning stages, you're still up in the air of whether you really want this life. You're very heartbroken, you're hurt, you're in pain. And the more and more as you stick and stay, right, the old saying, keep coming back, or don't leave before the miracle happens, you begin to see that absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. This was something that I was able to use in order to be able to cope with the death of my mom.
And, for somebody out there right now that is struggling with this, what's your advice?
Man, there's a solution. That's the main thing. I never knew anything about recovery until I showed up in treatment for my first time. And I couldn't get behind it at first.
Sure. The
more and more I sat and listened, and I began to be honest with myself of who I was, the pain that I caused the people, and the pain that I was dealing with, was when it opened up the doors.
Yeah. Well, Peter, thank you for that insight. Obviously, it's something a lot of people deal with. They deal with grief. It happens in all of our lives, but it's good to hear, how you turn that grief into a positive in your life, and you've definitely done that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Peter, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on A Road to Recovery presented by Addiction Recovery Care.